It's me. I'm the alt-right pipeline.
It's her chat. It's the alt-right pipeline. The one and only Pipkin Pippa. Your entry-level VTuber to the right-wing conspiracy theories of Reddit. And guess what? She's not the only one. We're gonna be dropping a lot of names here. A lot of names you're probably familiar with. Some of them being only tangentially related to today's topic, but since Reddit is Reddit, and you get the best opinions out of Reddit, of course, as we all know, Reddit decided to make sure that all of Pippa's collab buddies, all of Pippa's friends, are equally as guilty as she is in spreading alt-right beliefs among the VTuber community. So today is gonna be really special. If your brain doesn't melt and ooze out your ears, both of them, at the end of it, I don't know. I think I did a bad job detailing everything that's in one singular Reddit thread. Because believe it or not, there's more than one person that actually believes this shit. But before we actually get into those beliefs, I need some music. I need something fitting. I don't know what to put in here. Let me think for a moment while you guys settle in. The stream shouldn't be too long today, but you know, upon seeing that thread and reading it like in its entirety, I just couldn't resist. This needed to be shown to people, because Reddit is like a cesspool, especially if you go in onto specific subreddits. You may find some good ones sometimes, but you know, that's like, you know, swimming in like a pool of shit to just find some kind of gold nugget at the bottom of it. And even when you find the gold nugget, it's usually so tiny that all of the effort getting to it was just simply not fucking worth it. But yeah, let's get some music up, and then we can talk about this shit. I do not like getting political on my channel because I despise politics in all of its glory. And some of you, probably some of the more terminally online, would say, but Kuri, everything is political. Well, to that, I can only say, what about this anime girl that is eating a burger in an image? How is that a political statement of any kind? But that's a joke, and people have been making that joke for eons now, it seems, in internet time. But yeah, politics is cancerous. Politics of any kind is absolutely abhorrent to any kind of entertainment medium, because entertainment is supposed to bring people together. Entertainment, especially the ones that you guys are watching, mainly VTubers, is supposed to bring viewers in. It's supposed to make people feel welcome during a streamer's stream. It's, you know, it's simple, unabashed enjoyment via meeting your favorite streamer and seeing what they're up to during one particular stream or another. But politics of any kind, that doesn't matter what you believe in, whether you're left-leaning, right-leaning, whether you're a centrist, whether you have no particular affiliation of any kind, whether you're apolitical, it doesn't really matter. If politics gets involved in any kind of entertainment medium, it divides audiences hardcore. And that creates infighting within specific communities. And these communities sometimes have enough power, sometimes have enough of a drive in order to end people's careers. And, you know, apart from that, once you actually have a streaming chat, do you want like retards fighting in it? Like, I doubt you do, because, you know, even mentioning something like Taiwan, even when the name Taiwan appears, Chinese aunties are getting their punties in a fucking twist. But that's a different situation from way past, and you probably know what I mean by that. But anything nowadays can be construed as something political. It's usually done by leftoids. Leftoids like to make that argument that everything, every facade of life has some political meaning to it, and you cannot enjoy something uncritically without thinking about its impact on wider society and shit like that. But yeah, that's the worldview we're talking about here. And to demonstrate that, this Reddit thread, I know this intro is pretty it's pretty bloated as it is, but you need to understand that these people have a specific worldview that is so unmoving, that is so delusional in the most basic of principles, that it's just kind of baffling how they come to it. Because the way they think about it, it's very insular. You can only come up to these arguments if you actually, never meet an opposing viewpoint in your life. Because then, time and time again, your viewpoint, which may be completely ridiculous to, like an outsider looking into it, it's just, it's baffling. It's baffling how they come to these conclusions, and something that's actually opposite of reality that they find themselves in. It's truly something to behold. So today we're going to be looking at that kind of particular thread, and how actually your favorite rabbit VTuber, your favorite Pipkin Pippa of Face Connect Generation 1 has become the poster child of the alt-right movement somehow, and how all of her friends are just now as equally as guilty as her in spreading what some of them consider alt-right propaganda or whatever. So today we're going to be looking through that thread, and then I'm going to present you a little bit of history, how it came to be that Pippa has been dubbed this weird poster child for rightoids of all kinds, especially the alt-right, which we're going to be discussing today as well, because I personally think the alt-right is just kind of a boogeyman. Like, even if you're a rightoid, you're probably not going to identify yourself as an alt-right. I haven't seen like rightoids actually identify themselves as alt-right, like outright. Maybe I'm participating in the wrong circles, or it may just so happen that I'm not too familiar with rightoid culture, but I think I've seen enough to know that rightoids, more than anything, especially the young ones, the Zoomers that are right-leaning, they used to like to identify themselves as just right, or as groypers. Like, one of the subgroups of that is gonna be groypers, but I don't know if groypers are actually active nowadays. I haven't been looking into it too much, because with Nick Fuentes's all kinds of scandals that pretty much show him as a man of no principles, as a man that doesn't hold any proper right-leaning views, then I don't know how zoomies of the same kind of political spectrum would actually still follow him. I don't know. But again, I'm not too into this culture war stuff. I've watched a few things here and there, and being on social media, it's kind of hard to avoid it at some points in time. But yeah, that it is what it is. So to me, alt-right seems like a buzzword, as on the same level as these people, these left-leaning weirdos calling others neo-Nazis, bigots, and all that. It just became another moniker for a person I do not agree with, that they are alt-right or right or whatever. And you don't even need to have right-leaning viewpoints to be labeled as that. It's just that you're not far left enough to, be considered allied with them. Because everything that's just a little bit right to them is considered far right. And that's the gist of it. But yeah, let's get into actually today's topic. As I show you a particular Reddit thread that caught my attention just recently. This is the thread. It showed up like over a week ago, but I didn't notice until a few days ago, as I'm not a Reddit user, as you can probably tell. Reddit is a huge waste of time unless you're looking for something specific, or you just want to blow smoke up other people's asses and have smoke blown up your own ass. Maybe if you're into that kind of kink, maybe that excites you. But Reddit is not for me. So I found this topic on r/YouTube drama, started by a user called Volts of Extov. I think that's how it's pronounced. And they asked this particular question to this subreddit. And the question is, has anyone else noticed the alt-right getting into VTuber communities? Most VTubers I watch stay away from political topics and try to be LGBTQ friendly. The main culprit I've seen for alt-right pandering is Kirsche. She has recently put out a video talking about how Gamergate 2 is, and has previously done videos supporting Kiwi farms. So I ask you, chat, have you noticed this weird alt-right infiltration into the VTuber community? How some of these rightoids are spreading their far-right bigoted viewpoints among your favorite VTubers? VTubers like Kirsche Verstahl, who apparently holds these terrible, bigoted, anti-LGBTQ Gamergate 2 viewpoints. Have you seen that? Because I sure as shit haven't. But let's get more into it, because the topic itself is one thing. The question itself is just one facade of this. As more people just decided to join the discussion. Anime and alt-right, who could have guessed? I'm getting real fucking tired of these dipshits encroaching on literally every fandom under the sun. See chat here, you probably noticed something that's quite the opposite here, because I don't see alt-righters or whatever else these people find to be alt-righters infiltrating anything. I usually see people just enjoying themselves in a hobby. And then someone that is incredibly opinionated, someone that usually has something stupid to say, someone that is usually very far left-leaning in their beliefs, decides to join a particular community and make a huge fucking stink about it. Like, let's say the most common thing within VTubers is, which I covered pretty much from the beginning of my Twitter account, is the topic of lolly VTubers and lolicon content generally in the VTubing sphere. Because before NVTubers were actually a thing, as VTubing was mainly just centralized within Japanese communities, no one gave a fuck. Everyone was just enjoying themselves, and whether you were a lolly VTuber, whether you were something else, nobody, absolutely no fucking body, was bothered by it. But here comes EN VTubing. Here comes like the year, like 2018, 2019, because most of this shit started like, and by mean shit, like the anti-lolly sentiment started like in 2020, like in the middle of it, just people all at the same time, because of one particular event, as the Kyoto controversy, decided to start on these lolly VTubers, these lolicon VTubers, they're all pedophiles. This doesn't belong in the VTuber community, and doesn't matter if the people saying that have not debuted yet or will never debut, because some of them just outright skinwalkers VTubers. They do not VTube in any sort of way or fashion. Video content evades them. Streaming evades them. All they do is shit themselves on Twitter. And that's what it is. And, you know, that's just one of the issues that EN VTubers have decided to have within the VTubing community. And among these VTubers, there has been this, you know, pervasive view of the quote-unquote VTuber community as this Moloch, this collective of people that is supposed to think the same thing all the time. Simply put, groupthink is involved here. And that's pretty much what this thread is, you know, representative of. Because these people are the infiltrators. They aren't no alt-right, no right-leaning or whatever the fuck they think is right-leaning person is infiltrating upon VTubing. It's all of them. But they don't see themselves as invaders. They see themselves as them being here from the start. Despite that not even being fucking real. That's pretty much what it is. But yeah, let's continue reading because it just gets dumber and dumber. Not just fandom. I see a lot of right-wingers in the cannabis space. The same people who actively vote to illegalize it get to enjoy it, making easy money off it by spewing their hate. While I'm paying more than my rent to my dispo in a red state because of taxes and laws won't allow me to grow it as a patient. Furthermore, it's right-wing states trying to join new growers in places like MO, while they fairly oppose it. See, I cannot talk in any sort of knowledge on the last thing, because I don't know about weed growers, but I'm quite sure that, you know, smoking weed and growing it in general is probably not too much of a right-wing, you know, position. That, you know, right-wingers are smokers, you know, conservatives. It just kind of seems a little bit out there. And it's probably a lie. I'm just guessing that that's a fucking lie. But let's continue. It's no secret that the alt-right only prefer fake women and fake girls. Those motherfuckers always end up pedo. Pedocon theory is real. Well, funny that, because again, the opposite turns out to be true most of the time, because these leftoids that usually scream, you know, lolicon is pedophilia, lolly VTubers, pedophiles. There has been so many cases documented by me as well, and saved on my Twitter account of these people espousing these sentiments being outed as some kind of predators or pedophiles. This happens all the time. And the projection is very real with this, chat. It has become a habit of mine to see these patterns everywhere because they're real. It's not in my head. It's just, you know, a factor of life, and that's how it is. It's concerning, but that's how it is. And that fake women comment, you know. I'm probably not gonna comment on that because that's just like, how is that even an argument? I mean, just because you have an avatar doesn't mean the person behind it is some kind of faker, unless, you know, voice changer and shit like that. But how is that even an argument? Who the fuck knows? I think they just wanted an easy dunk on VTuber watchers in general. VTubers are popular with children. The goal of a lot of these grifters is to funnel youth into the alt-right. It's almost like they're the brainwashers that they accuse the LGBTQ of being. Who would have thought? No, almost about it. They've been projecting from day one because the number one most indoctrinated belief in the country is actually religious ideals. They're realizing their long-term global grift is getting harder to maintain, since far less people are beating and shaming the fear of God into their children. So they have to migrate to a new platform to keep it up. Yes, I've seen of plenty of these religious zealot VTubers trying to, you know, instill conservative values, conservative conservative Christian values into their audiences. There's so many of these Christian VTubers. I'm not saying they don't exist, but the Christian VTubers I've known, the actual religious VTubers that have content centered around religion to some degree, they do not do that. They just, share their own interests with others. And if anything, they're quite the opposite when it comes to indoctrination. They outright state to some of their viewers that, you believe what you want to believe. I just want to share what I believe with you. And that's it. But I haven't seen a conservative religious VTuber doing the things these people are accusing these, VTubers of doing. All of this is just like some weird collective delusion that these people have made up in their own heads. Because, have you seen any of this actually happening? Like, what circles do these people, get into in order to see this? Because to me, personally, it seems that it's all in their fucking minds. That's just how it seems to me. Nah, that's just standard right wing. Alt-right is the mask of the form of social conservatism. They don't try and pretend it's because God said so, and openly admit it's due to their obsession with machismo. Yes, VTuber Kirchhofer Stahl, Pipkin Pippa, they're the embodiments of machismos. They're so fucking mentally. I am emasculated just being in their fucking presence. Jesus fucking Christ. Salka Alpaca, thank you for the 500 yen. These all have to be indoctrinated kids who shouldn't be on the internet. I don't want to believe these are all grown adults. Believe it or not, a lot of them are probably grown adults. I would also like to think that, they're indoctrinated kids, but indoctrinated adults are also just as common as these kids online. Even today, I've talked about some Niji sisters, some very hardcore Niji Sanji fans that, are not only computer illiterate, they just kind of believe anything you tell them to believe. No critical thinking skills whatsoever. But yeah, it's more common than you think, unfortunately. That's just how these people are. Yeah. More. What I have noticed, I'm actually kind of optimistic that the alt-right influence is going to peak plateau at the lower point than they like. Many of the alt-right VTubers simply came from the commentary community. There isn't much organic growth from people who start out pandering to that crowd. Yes, that's why fucking all the VTubers that these people deem as alt-right have usually hundreds, if not thousands, of viewers. Kirche, for example, has grown tremendously in the last year or so. She easily gets over 1k viewers every single stream that she does, and she does them almost daily, if not daily. So no, the people you deem as plateauing and there's no audience behind it, no, they're actually thriving, and there's factual evidence for that. You just need to tune into their streams to see their concurrent viewer numbers on average. They're pretty fucking large. But again, these people aren't some alt-right, commentators that would like to indoctrinate you into their way of thinking. They just see your bullshit and they oppose your bullshit. And the fact that you think that you're opposed makes them alt-right, not because these people that are against you have some common sense in their life and call out bullshit every time they see it. But no, it's because they're fucking right-wing, and everything that's against you is right-wing. That's how it is. Number 2. This rise is mostly reactionary, as the VTubing scene has been very sex-positive and LGBTQ friendly. If the reactionaries don't have any personality, they usually don't. They aren't staying for long. Well, I'm sorry also to say this, but the LGBTQ friendly, the identity politics focused VTubers usually don't have a lot of traction on their own. Because your sexuality, who you're attracted to, who you want to fuck, what kind of political activity, what kind of thing you want to get behind in those terms. That's not very interesting to a wider audience. That's a very, very niche interest, and there are very few VTubers out there that are actually LGBTQ focused that have a big audience. Most of them are incredibly tiny, and they do not fucking compare in viewership to the people you deem outright. Like this is a delusional way of thinking. And I have to be honest here, chat. Some of the bigger names that are focused on LGBTQ friendly content, they aren't very friendly. Not even to their LGBTQ plus buddies. And who do I mean here? I mean people like Marina, for example. Marina is probably the best example of that. I don't know what kind of viewership Marina has nowadays, but probably something in the hundreds of something like that. But Marina is the fakest shitter out of all of them, espousing all of these grand statements about supporting the LGBT community while abusing the same fucking community, wholesale just to get positive attention on her own brand. That's how Marina operates. A lot of these LGBTQ VTubers are actually grifters themselves. One of the most recent examples I actually covered with a stream is that Puppy the Lich King motherfucker, who grifted of being LGBTQ friendly, and then it turns out he wasn't, and lately he even returned to shit on the same people that he was pretending to support. So yeah, a lot of grifters, a lot of actual predators within that community. Because why this happens? Because LGBTQ plus friendly communities, they present themselves as friendly, as welcoming, but they thrive on making sure that you drop your guard around them. They thrive on the naivete of people that join their communities. And it happens so fucking often that these communities implode from the inside out because there's so many weird abusers and predators within them. And I'm not saying all of them are like that, but a lot of them are. And I covered a lot of them, especially those that are VTuber focused. You guys probably don't know or don't remember this because this was like a few years ago at this point, but there used to be this VTuber Discord that was solely focused on LGBTQ plus matters. And two users within that server got so obnoxious with their infighting. They didn't like each other very much, to say the least. Their fights got so aggressive, got so brutal within that Discord that the Discord itself fucking collapsed. The moderators had to have a fucking mock-up trial session for them in order to try to sort out their fucking differences, and they never did. And since they never managed to do that with these two motherfuckers, the server fucking collapsed on itself. And there's many stories like that of these groups collapsing. Like VT Rainbow, which Marina was also part of, is part of that too. It happens all the fucking time. Present yourself as the uwu friendly VTuber group, you're bound to have some fucking abusers or even predators within it. Let me quickly read another super chat before I continue. Salka Alpaca, thank you for another 500 yen. We're here, we're queer, we're coming for your children. Some of them do. Again, I'm not making sweeping statements about LGBTQ plus people. But there were people that I covered that did actually go for children. So that is an unfortunate reality of that. But let me continue reading because I'm keeping on tangents here. And I don't want too many tangents because this thread is kind of long. Number 3. While anime designs are still dominant, Western designs have slowly been on the rise. The lack of the homogeneous design isn't outright friendly. That's bullshit. Because I've seen the people you called outright have all kinds of weird models, not even anime ones. Like it doesn't really fucking matter. You really think that the quote unquote outright is afraid of non-anime designs? That's again huge fucking reach there. Number 4. Most of the top dogs are still willing to call out or maintain their distance from the problematic ones. I can't imagine a mouse Rev collab or a Doki Hero Hey collab ever happening. As long as those like Sayu remain in the upper echelons, I'm willing to bet that the rise won't be as big as many think on this sub. Well, chat, I'd like to propose a challenge to you. Make an Iron Mouse Rev says Desu collab happen, so this Dr. Yu character here can be proven wrong. I'd like to talk to Rev to try to get a small collab with Iron Mouse. See how that goes over with people. And I don't fucking see Hirohei ever... Hirohei? Yeah, not Hirohei, Hirohei actually. Ever collabing with anyone. He just kind of does his own fucking thing. And he's not really a VTuber, so whatever. Another post. Well, you see, you can see a Doki / Hirohei collab, but Doki's collabed with Filian, who's friends with Pipkin. Also, who does your Sayu comment mean? I can't tell if you're saying he's outright or willing to call out outright VTubers. Yeah, reading comprehension here is also very weak, if you haven't noticed. And here's a post I had to include because, because of course someone had to shit on Lolly Shoda stuff while making sure to ask for ass pads because they baked a tart or a fucking cookie or something. I don't fucking know, but that's what they did and put it on Reddit for Reddit Gold ass pads, I guess. I figured that was always the case, since a lot of VTubers use anime characters and outright wingnuts love to flock to anime to its history of objectifying women and usually not being racially diverse. They seem not to understand Japan has gay people and regular women. And there's the borderline pedo bait with lolly / Shoda stuff. Seriously, someone on Twitter was simping for literal infant. On another note, can I offer an image of a hideous fruit tart to lighten the mood? I don't know what happened here, but I'm not proud of it. That's why I posted it here for Reddit asspats. But yeah, you see these kinds of arguments that this person here is espousing being regurgitated constantly and without end. Yeah, anime made for specifically Japanese people is not racially diverse. Anime that's usually, very often, about Japanese people. That's fucking funny that, Japanese anime about Japan doesn't have racial diversity. That's a little bit concerning to Mr. Phoenix. XX. God damn. Pipkin Pippa is pretty blatant with her outright pandering, and it's common to see her chat talking about Rainbow Mafia. Well, the Rainbow Mafia is real. Sorry to say. Or them. Even in popular clips of her. The Face Connect Discord doesn't even try moderating the outright discussion in her chat channel there either. That's bullshit, because everything hateful gets pretty much removed from Pippa's stream chat. So again, that's bullshit and lies. I've particularly noticed that in the wake of everything that happened with Doki Bird and Niji Sanji, alt-right posters have tried to keep the drama inflamed and push Niji Sanji fans rightward. That's basically all r/Niji Sanji is at this point. Well, again, sorry to pop your delusional bubble here, but r/Niji Sanji is the way it is because the company itself, Any Color, is shitters, and they did it to themselves. and even their own fucking fans on their subreddit turned on them, and then they started another one called Kurosanji. I think our Sanji is well better moderated than it used to be, especially during the whole Dokibird situation. But this is all Anycolor's fault for their reputation plummeting and just sinking to the bottom of the fucking ocean. It's not evil right wingers pushing Niji Sanji fans rightward. That's again, that's an argument and a half. Where's the logical argumentation behind it? I don't fucking know. These are all assumptions and delusional worldviews as I see them. The Niji sub is so cooked. They're all lost causes. I knew I had to get out of there the moment people started shitting themselves about racism against white people, and are apparently continuing to do so a month plus onwards from the actual comment. No, wait, I thought people was acting like that is a joke. Don't tell me it's serious. Well, it's not serious. Pippa is pretty edgy, but she's not outright. She does a lot of edgy humor, but just because someone on Reddit says so, you're just gonna fucking believe them. Fantastic. It's a joke if she's called out on it, but if you agree with it, she'll go deeper with you. Schrodinger's douchebag. Schrodinger's fucking Hitler. I've seen clips on her actively denying the Holocaust on stream, which like no one that's not somewhat of a Nazi does as a joke. By the way, this has never fucking happened. What this Dumbo here is referring to is someone sending Pippa, I think it was like some weird message or a super chat that was about that, and Pippa seeing how egregious and out there it was, laughed at it, and this is where they get the Holocaust denial from. This is their proof of Pippa denying the Holocaust. That shit never happened. That's an outright fucking lie. I don't think it's a joke when you mod infamous Kiwi Farms Nazis. People have to be more critical of what they consume. She was a freak when I first saw her. She did not pass the vibe check. I like Zoomer lingo. The vibe check, completely meaningless phrase to me. And Face Connect is also bad vibes. The owner basically was pandering to 4chan. Less than pandering to fucking 4chan. It's more pandering to people that like more of the edgy side of VTubing, people that do not have stick up their own asses, and the fact that a lot of that appeals to 4chan. That's just how it is. It's not specific 4chan pandering for a lot of them, at least. There are VTubers, believe me or not. I know some indies that are pretty well entrenched within their own 4chan fan bases. There's like two I know specifically that have gotten bigger and have mainly a 4chan audience. But again, channers, especially the guys from VT, the virtual YouTuber board on 4chan, they come in all shapes and sizes. Like 4chan is like a huge fucking boogeyman. It's like saying people from Reddit are retarded, because most of them are, chat. But yeah, this is a whole ass generalization, because 4chan isn't this amalgamation of weirdos for the most part. There's all kinds of people there, a lot of schizos to be sure. That's undeniable. But again, it's just a forum. It's an image board. No one calls that a fucking forum, but essentially serves the same fucking function. So all kinds of people there are gonna be, placed and situated with all kinds of opinions and worldviews. It's just, as someone mentioned here in the chat, they just hate jokes. Yes, they just hate jokes, or they like safe jokes. They like to make jokes about white people. Those are safe jokes to them. That's funny, haha, acceptable levels of racism, which they don't call racism, by the way. They just call it prejudice. As if that makes it any fucking different. But let me continue reading. Yes, alt-rightdom has been a face connect and face connect adjacent staple for a while. I don't want to denigrate anybody's taste, but I've definitely noticed many of their VTuber models are borderline lolicon bait as well. Likely not a coincidence. Borderline? Because even Twitch has limits. It's bullshit, by the way. You can... Twitch only has limits to the people that do not make them fucking money. And they don't like VTubers showing their cleavage. The rules for VTubers, but not for EFOTs. EFOTs get banned for like 2 or 3 hours and then get unbanned as a slap on the fucking wrists. That's what happens on fucking Twitch. Let's continue. I'm sorry, what? Can you elaborate on like all of that? A lot of the avatars VTubers use are scantily clad girls who look like they're look how children and teens look. That's some weird teenagers and children you look at. You probably shouldn't look at children and teens, by the way. And those who have model rigged to move on screen while they talk tend to have jiggle physics. What do you mean by yes, alt-rightdom has been face connect and face connect adjacent staple for a while now? Pippa is a Nazi. She is, but what? She is, but seems so nice though. You know, Pippa may be a Nazi, but she's such a nice Nazi, Chad. Pippa is such a nice Nazi. Believe it or not, chat, I'm a connoisseur of Pippa out of context clips. I have a whole fucking collection out there, and I would like to demonstrate some of them to you as I go through this ridiculous thread, because you know, if you do not get fucking jokes, if you were born with a wooden pole up your keister, then you do not appreciate Pippa's sense of humor. So let me play a few clips here. Let's get the music a little bit lower, and I'll play you some clips that people just outright fucking take too seriously.
If Hitler was here, this wouldn't be allowed up.
Hold up. That's that needs to be above this. Hold up. I think this is gonna...
If Hitler was here, this wouldn't be allowed up.
Was this loud enough? Again.
If Hitler was here,
I love
this wouldn't be
Pippa out
allowed
of
up.
context. Okay, these are the jokes that people take a bit too seriously, and I have like and I have a lot of them. So you know, Pippa is a Nazi because she makes jokes. So for example,
like the Hitler one.
Jokes like this.
9999. That was good shit. I miss those days.
Yeah, I have a whole fucking bunch of them. At one point, we need to do a fucking stream with just Pippa out of context clips, where I explain the context behind them, because some of them are really fucking funny. I like them, and again, I have a whole fucking collection on them. Things like
well, I'm glad I'm white.
Like this, or things like this one. This one is also pretty fucking good.
If you're racist.
This is one of the most recent ones. Or this.
Well, personally, I don't like gay people.
Yeah, things like this. I have a whole fucking bunch of them. Again, Pippa is very easy to take out of context, and then they make her into a bigot because of that shit. So yeah, Pippa is just like that. And again, this is not even you know, like 10% of my Pippa out of context collection. There's a lot of more of that. But yeah, let's continue with this ridiculous fucking thread. A few actual big name VTubers are chuds, a word that I love, by the way, themselves. It's an open secret. Pippa comes from 4chan. and courts people from there as her audience. And Silvervale had a meltdown over the absolutely smallest of pushbacks from her trans fans last year. Yeah, the very small pushback of getting her friends and family harassed, and apparently also getting doxxed. The minuscule, teeny tiny pushback of getting just your shit pushed in by thousands of fucking people online. It's a little tiny pushback there. Again, love that rewriting of history. So I'm not surprised that the chuds are trying to become VTubers. Total chud victory. The Silverway meltdown was unironically one of the funniest thing I ever witnessed in video form. Yes, a woman breaking down in tears because her family and friends are getting harassed is fucking hilarious. Yes, thank you, Reddit. Reddit gold for this one. Funny and infuriating because she was literally trying to argue that she was receiving death threats and harassment when the only thing being said that her chat was trans rights. I'd never heard of her before that point, but dear God, if that wasn't a glaring spotlight into the VTuber community as a whole, I don't know what is. I don't know, maybe you should try watching some fucking VTubers in the first place. I love these uninformed fucking opinions. Well, I don't really fucking watch VTubers, but I've seen something I interpreted very wrongly that fits my worldview. So I'm quite sure it's representative of everything that is happening within the VTuber community. I'm not a big fucking moron. I am a smart person. It was so obvious what was happening that the company she worked with dropped her. It was fucking hilarious. She left on her own fucking accord. You retard. Edit. Like she banned the word trans in her chat, and she and her mods tried to argue it was to stop transphobes. How would that even work if they just start using their slurs and made up words instead? And even that I have to re-explain because that was caught in like Twitch's fucking auto mode. That's what it fucking was. And knowing that someone is gonna try to shit up your chat during her playing Hogwarts Legacy, of course you're gonna ban certain fucking words in there. Because why the fuck do you go to someone's fucking stream and make a statement like trans rights or, I don't know, let's say the current thing, free Palestine, down with Israel. Shit like that. That's just derailing the fucking chat. That's trying to derail the stream. And should be against, you know, rules of conduct for most fucking streamers. But apparently, you know, you have to have the right to essentially shit up someone's chat if you believe in something. But yeah, that's what they fucking do and that's what they believe. Ridiculous. I didn't know she got dropped. 2 happy emoji faces. That's even funnier. I'm sure she cried persecution and discrimination. Nah, she fucking left VShoujo behind and told everyone else to go fuck themselves. But yeah, that's how these people see. That's how these people interpret what's going on. Like, if it doesn't meet their worldviews, they essentially shut down. But it's easier to own the chuds, right? With shit like that. Pippa, that's who I was thinking of. I know her name started with a P. The Hogwarts Legacy boycott was fucking stupid though. It literally achieved nothing besides making progressive people look deranged. I'm willing to bet most of the people bitching at other people to boycott one of the best-selling games of that year. And yeah, yes it is. Even when it went on sale, like recently, it started topping the charts again. Aren't even vegan, but fast fashion or consume Nestle products like chocolate unironically. Okay, it's a good counter argument there. There's a bit to analyze here, but I'll make a couple quick points. Certain VTubers use their anonymity to make edgy humor, which just translates to being racist under plausible deniability. It's just a joke, bro. Because 99% of the time, it is a fucking joke. You should have fucking seen Communities of the late 2000s. That's all it fucking was. That's the humor. And those were good times because nobody fucking was terminally offended at that sort of shit. 4chan has a big VT community. Some VTubers understand this and market themselves to these kind of people. 4chan is a very, very fucking small part of anyone's fucking audience. There aren't really that many people there that you think there are. There really aren't that many. It's again a ridiculous assumption. 4chan is riddled with people whose humor is still in high school. Ha, she says she's gonna kill people at Walmart. Ha ha ha. Like, get a fucking life, dude. Yeah, because jokes about white people are much funnier, right? VTubers appeal to incels simply because a female VTuber avatar is usually beautiful and flawless looking person. It's when men expect women to look like big beautiful eyes, small nose, big pretty colorful hair, not overweight, booba. It fits into the patriarchal expectation of what women should look like. Well, I don't know about you, Chad, but whenever I'm seeking out a female partner in the real world, I always look for specific females. That's the way to describe it. That look like anime fucking characters. Have small, non-existent noses. Colorful hair, huge fucking tits, and look like supermodels that are also 2D. That's what I look in a fucking partner in real life. Awesome. Awesome argument. Patriarchal fucking expectations of what a woman should look like. GFE, part of the right-wing ideology. This is the first time I see someone refer to the girlfriend experience type of streamer as a right-wing fucking talking point. If that's the case, all fucking EFOTs on fucking Twitch are right-wingers. If that's the fucking case. GFE, part of the right-wing ideology, is that women are to be subservient to men. Whether it's under physical dominance, economical dominance, or social dominance, men expect women to do what they want. This is why we see such harsh reaction to men getting rejected when they approach women. Because most people that watch VTubers are male. Donations and subscriptions are usually done with the intent to get closer to the streamer, or just supporting who you like. It's not all parasocial simping. It's not. This is also a form of manipulation from the streamer and the viewer. The streamer wants money, so they entice the viewer. The viewer wants attention, so they pay up. Normally, people donate because they like content and want to support. Yes, normally. You are completely right. That's what people normally do with streamers. They just donate because they like you. They don't necessarily have to have some sort of, deeper feelings towards you or trying to get close to you. In whichever fashion. I'm glad this person is at least that self-aware to know this. Which is great, but once the toxic cycle starts of pseudo-relationship based off transactions and you mix that with feelings of parasocial love, oof, I could talk about GFE shit forever. Another super chat, sorry. Salka Alpaca, thanks for another 500 yen. No insult to Pippa, I don't think she's the pinnacle of what a woman should be. No, Pippa is the exact opposite. Again, some people talk about girl failures, and Pippa is kind of a recovering girl failure. So, yeah, Pippa is probably not most men's dream woman. Probably not. I'm quite sure not. Anyways, I must stop yapping. Hololive does a good job of not allowing the streamers to be racist. I'll talk about politics, which is I like to support them, please. Hasn't it been going on for a while? Even if they're just edgy, a lot of non-agency VTubers have started leaning towards the audience like Pippa. Both edgy and extremely sexual. It's insanely common in indies. The second, I think it gets cringe after a point, unless you straight up like Melody and also do other content, and even there it gets tiring. But I don't follow any streamers much, to be honest. Well, actually bothers me at least me the least with this because like she actually does pornographic content. It's not just a bit to edge incels. I mean, what would be the fucking difference of you know doing porn for real and doing porn ironically? Is that the fucking difference? I don't know. But you know, when you consume porn, you consume it with a specific goal, right? To get off, usually. Unless you're some kind of porn enthusiast that is there for the artistic value of it, but that's probably like 0.001% of people out there. I don't know. That's just me. Her mature audience's material are very sex-positive, sprinkled with sexual education, things that would turn away incels, in my opinion. Yeah, fucking yourself on stream, very educational. I'm out of the loop, I guess. I didn't realize 5 here was a second Gamergate going on. These people need to get some fucking hobbies that don't entail being a ball on the ass of society. Well, not everyone can have a hobby like you, Fat Pat, which is posting on Reddit for attention. It's nothing actually. It's a group of assholes that think a consultant company is responsible for all things they hate. More manufactured bullshit. Not to mention VTubers reacting to alt-right grifters complaining about woke Disney, the MCU, the message, and reacting to Shoe on Head of all people. Not at all surprised, to be honest. I had friends who are VTubers and have done a bit of model rigging, and Jesus Lord, there's so much drama and disgusting shit within that community. It's not even funny. That's probably one of the only true statements within this whole thread. I see this every day. Unfortunately, there are a lot of these. Using innocent-looking anime avatars is a good cover for these chods. It's been happening since the beginning of the VTuber craze. Again, I don't know where this fucking outlook comes from. Must be from their sleep. It's not surprising, knowing their obsession with lollies and anime girls in general. VTubing is the next evolutionary step for Rantsona YouTubers. Edgy rant commentary videos played a huge role in radicalization back in 2016. Live streaming has shot up massively in popularity since then. So it makes sense they want to shift to live streaming too. VTubers are the perfect way for them to stay anonymous but still have a presence on stream. Not too surprising that she had a collab with Pippa, lol. I saw a video a while ago with Kisha ranting about demisexuality for whatever reason. I mean, VTubing is just the media. It's not exclusive to any political spectrum. The Black Mirror episode where 3D Puppet became politically popular with right-wingers, yeah, that's foresight. But the way VTubing seemed to be stepping into those areas seemed very similar to how the IDF was using TikToks of cat girls to try to garner support. Yes, VTubers and IDF, same fucking thing. Or how gaming YouTubers play with edgy shit to get people to shift that way. It's the fucking Israelis again, I guess. It's nothing new, really. It follows the pattern of anything trying to get a foothold in an increasingly saturated market. Everybody needs to find their niche market. I think it's impossible to find any media that hasn't gone through this. It looked the same because of the reach and popularity of those medias. Surprising that your main culprit is Kirsche, while mine was Pipkin Pippa, as they both tend to do collabs together. Really makes you think. It really activates those fucking almonds, chat. Kirsche was first on the one to pop up on my feed. I have seen Pipkin in passing, but she never stood out as an entertaining. Well, get better taste. Retard. Looking into it, they are both revolting. I also unsubscribed to Fillion because of her collabs with them. Oh god, Fillion. I can never look at her the same way when Toledo clipped George Floyd / Keanu Reeves reference from her in the beginning of the video. Oh no, this thing again, where she fucking laughs at the fucking criminal drug abusing retard. No, Not martyr, not Saint George Floyd. Not anything but that. What the fuck? You. Yeah, no, she can fuck all the way off now. Also, thank you for the new person to subscribe to. This Toledo guy, he did a lot of shit like that and got away scot-free with that. He made one specific video where he even like painted Mari Mari _en as some sort of bigot because she mispronounced the word that sounded like a fucking slur. Fucking awesome. Fuck all of these people. This is the reason why the Niji Sanji situation made my hell feel like it was gonna explode from all the people supporting DocuBird. If they found out she supports Palestine and is extremely LGBTQ plus friendly, they attack her on site. I know. I don't think that's the case. They support DocuBird. They support Selen because Selen is fucking entertaining and she never brought this fucking shit. And she never fucking brought this shit to any of her fucking streaming. Because she knows how to avoid that kind of controversy, so no. DocuBird has genuine fucking fans that wanted to support her because, you know, her fucking former company almost brought her to suicide fucking twice. So yeah. Nope. That's not how it is. It's less alt-righters getting into VTubing, Face Connect notwithstanding, but alt-right content being infected into the VTuber space, most due to reaction commentary channels. Yeah, I personally think it's leeching over from Asmongold shit. A lot of VTubers seem to do reactions of it. Again, you have to involve everything and everyone into this chud territory. I get some weird fortune vibes from Filian sometimes, and have spotted sus chatters in Mari Mari Yen's chat that apparently are valued community members, but not really other than that. See? They even tried to mix Mari Mari _Yen with this shit. Poor fucking fish. She doesn't deserve any of that. Like, the last thing she needs now is being involved and being blamed by association. Yo, while people are talking about this, I need clarification on something. Is Twitter fake some kind of dog whistle? I only hear capital G gamers say it. That's Gamergaters, by the way, because Gamergate lives in their heads forever. Usually about woke stuff. Yeah, it's something I would keep an eye out for. Play a little bit detective. And this one wrote a whole fucking essay. Yeah, I have noticed an uptick recently for sure. VTubing is broad church with people across the political spectrum, but has always been the anime nerd part of the streaming community. It's not surprising it attracts both very queer and progressive people and right-wingers. This space has always been home to people like Unnamed and people like Kirsche, and there have been surges like this in the past before. Last year saw one with Hogwarts discourse. The recent surge, though, has been driven by ongoing collapse of agency VTubing. Multiple agencies have gone through major scandals, sudden graduations, termination, or outright dissolved in the past 3 months, with many of their former talents being open and outright hostile about their former employers. Many outright grifters like Legal Mindset are using finding a strong hook in by standing up for the little guy to legitimize themselves, then using that to consolidate right-wing positions. A lot of after-mentioned are turning to people like Legal Mindset to use his legal background to make a point about corporate exploitation, but he's used it to build a VTuber fanbase who will be more palatable to his more controversial standpoints. I don't know what kind of political leaning Legal Mindset has, nor do I fucking care. But apparently this person thinks he's some kind of right-winger, which I cannot deny or confirm because I don't fucking know. The Niji Sanji subreddit is another great example. For the first week or two after Selen/Doki got terminated, it was a genuine sub-rebellion against the mistreatment of Niji's former and current employees. But as time went on, right on the community and grifters exploited these grievances and tried to keep the hate train going. Well, because Niji Sanji kept shitting under themselves, that's why the hate train is consistently going for Niji Sanji. It's Niji Sanji doing shit. And so they would use any slip up to radicalize the people there, and more and more. UQ and Uki's poorly thought out gotcha tweet, Scarlet's getting dogpiled for Starbucks, etc. To turn them against Niji Sanji and its remaining fanbase, who, while absolutely fucked up in their own right, are significantly more female, left-leaning, and queer than the regular makeup of the subreddit. Yeah, you know, that's the thing with Niji Sanji in general, because the company fucks its own VTubers, the fan base fucks its own VTubers, and the VTubers within that company fuck themselves up too. Everyone fucks themselves in that fucking company. You cannot fucking win being a Niji Sanji VTuber, because you always have to fucking walk on eggshells around fucking everything. If it's not management and you know, corporate higher-ups fucking you, it's the fans fucking with you because you said a mean word, or you fucking decided to eat some fucking dessert out of fucking Starbucks. But oh boy, fucking boycott of Starbucks because they apparently, you know, support quote-unquote genocide, like shit like that. You always have to do that. You cannot win. The only way to fucking win is to not play, and by that I mean you have to fucking graduate. You have to escape. You have to escape from the clutches of Niji Sanji and their bullshit coming from every single fucking side. Retarded. But yeah, this is all Niji Sanji. It's not just the company itself, it's also the fan base that's like that. Turn them against Niji Sanji and its remaining fanbase, who, while absolutely fucked up in their own right, are significantly more female, left-leaning, and queer than the regular makeup of the subreddit. It's very much of a textbook Gamergate strategy. Get Gamergate forever in their fucking minds. When they're on their fucking deathbed, it's gonna be Gamergate's fault that they're dying. I'm still on there to basically keep an eye out for the inevitable next graduations over the next few months. The sub is a shell of its former self, and more akin to a late stage callout sub than a fast sub anymore. This fucker had some good points in the beginning, quickly devolved into nonsense. And of course, Gamergate. Considering people like Nyanners, Nyanners is now involved too. Considering people like Nyanners and that one person exists, they make songs pandering to lolicons, especially that one VTuber who used the rape whistle in one of their songs. Nyanners seems to have made a complete break and pivot from her previous persona and actions, whether that's because she finds her previous self shitty or purely optics reasons, I don't know. Oh, Nyanners is clearly hypocritical, and I'm quite sure she still likes that shit, but you know, she flip-flops on that stuff. My unfortunately now deleted stream about Nyanners shows that she doesn't hold any solid principles and will do anything for attention and be as hypocritical as possible in order to get as much positivity out of it as possible. But yeah, I have to find a way to actually get that fucking video back somehow. I don't know how, but I probably have to. But yeah, the Poichi one I can't really defend. It also seems like a decent amount of JP VTubers are lolicons. Wow, what a revelation. Which one? Nyanners seems at least a little bit left. I mean, she's been in H-Bomber Guy's videos. Yeah, H-Bomber Guy. The guy that now has a kill count. Apparently, allegedly. I don't really care about her politics if her entire online persona is basically look at me like I look like an animated child and they talk about sex and stuff. Ooh. F them hard. Give the VTubers a bad name. It's enough we have the Nazi VTuber, the lolly VTuber, and the middle-aged crisis man VTuber. We have an entire new wave of VTubers jumping on this grift. I hope they cannibalize each other's views. Yes, it's them. It's the lolly VTubers, the lolicon VTubers that give VTubing a bad name. It's not people shitting on themselves. It's not indies being sex pests left and right. It's not indies shitting on other VTubers because someone said a mean word one time in their chat, and that warrants like a 80-page document in Google Docs. It's not that. It's not EN VTubing destroying itself. It's the quote-unquote Nazi VTubers and the lolly VTubers that are destroying it. It's not you fuckers destroying it by yourselves. This is why I, in my own VTubing stuff, I've been calling myself this cyberpunk Antifa lesbian, because fuck Nazi shit. Hold up. I need to look something up. Let's see if this is a real VTuber or this person is actually fucking lying. The cyberpunk Antifa lesbian. Let's see which motherfucker this actually is. Cyberpunk Antifa lesbian VTuber. Is this an actual fucking thing? Will I find this person? Because I've seen VTubers dub themselves as cyberpunk, but I haven't seen cyberpunk Antifa VTubers. That's something I haven't seen. What is this shit? I mean, maybe you guys have better luck, but I can't find anything like that. This must be some kind of one view if they are actually a VTuber and not just fucking lying to people. Because I don't fucking know. Because I fucking doubt this is Mana. No, that's not fucking Mana. That's... Mana doesn't go on Reddit as far as I know. Mana shits herself on Twitter and has melties consistently, currently about Palestine. I hope she one day gets an honorism, because it certainly affects her physical health. So the more she pisses herself, the more likely she is to actually keel over at some point. I wouldn't fucking mind, considering how vile of a person she is. But yeah, let's continue. We have just a few more things to go through. I don't follow Kyusha, but it depends on how you define alt-right. Personally, I think generally alt-right people are able to infiltrate communities because so many people are willing to alt-right jacket someone for having an even vaguely right-leaning or conservative opinion. Silverway was called alt-right for something Twitch Automod does. Twitch Automod bans trans at certain levels because they have people that just spam trans over and over again in chats of some trans streamers to harass them. And playing Hogwarts Legacy. Kenya, in her previous life, was called a Nazi and harassed for playing Hogwarts Legacy. I've seen POC being called neo-Nazis alt-right because they are pro-2A. I've seen Jewish people getting called alt-right neo-Nazis for calling out how people often use the punch a Nazi as means to weaponize progressive language / ideals against people they just don't like by calling them a Nazi, and then thus justify them being harassed. I've seen people say that pro-shippers and / pro-shipping is alt-right and white supremacy. Oh yes, I have to do a stream about pro-shipping at some point, because you haven't seen unhinged motherfuckers until you saw the anti-shipping fucking discourses. There's so many unhinged individuals there. I have to do a stream about this at some point in time. I have so much material from that. Wheezy Pop, creator of Has Been Hotel, the hell of a boss, has been called a Nazi, anti-Semitic, and alt-right for reasons? I've been called a neo-Nazi just for liking anime? Is it any wonder? Wow, like the first reasonable person in this thread. Jesus Christ. One, people were calling out YouTubers playing Hogwarts Legacy because trans folks simply asked if the people could not buy the game that would help JK think people are on her side when she does turf shit. But apparently people's nostalgia bait is more important than trans lives. Yes, because fucking Hogwarts Legacy has a body count, apparently. I mean, alt-right alt-right as she is in peddling Gamergate shit and made a video in defense of Kuri Farms, the site that has made focused attacks on multiple trans folks, resulting in suicides. By the way, not true. None of that true. They do not like trans people, that's certain, but they didn't kill anybody. All Nazis deserve a punch or a brick. You may have to provide me links to the Jewish folk you got called outright for that, as I've never seen that before. 4. What do you mean by it's... Is it any wonder? 1. Even trans people are being targeted and harassed for playing the game. 2. None of the suicides allegedly linked to Kiwi Farms show any sufficient proof other than those people having used the website. Kiwi Farms is bad enough, you don't have to make up lies about it. 3. A user known as Antis Delete Your Blogs Please has been repeatedly been subject to anti-Semitic attacks, being called a neo-Nazi, etc. for being pro-ship and calling out people that weaponize in the hatred of Nazis to hurt minorities. There has been other users and times when minorities have been subject to similar things as well, which you can find from their blog. And in case you haven't seen that, some of the most racist, like outright racist people out there are these leftoids, are these people shitting themselves about Nazis. If they find a person that's a minority, a black person, Asian person, whatever, and they do not agree with their viewpoints, they will call them all kinds of slurs. They will call a black person a coon. They will call women pick-me's, like racist, sexist shit, like everything unironically that they say other people do. That's what they do, and there's so much of that shit. 4. I mean, when you constantly accuse innocent people of being outright, is it any wonder that outright is easily able to infiltrate spaces because the term has been watered down and applied to people someone just may not like over and over again, because someone who is considered outright to be a minority who is against doxing and harassing people to genuine neo-Nazis that believe in eugenics? Oh, this is the line I standing to get my victim card? Clown. The fuck are you talking about? Well, victim complexes. A lot of these people seem to have them. Nyathers, people are going to get mad at me for this, but I cannot stand her. Anyone who weaponized transgender people are being mean to me for just wanting to play a video game rhetoric were suspicious to me. And the second she got dropped by her label, she started saying slurs on stream. Who would have seen that coming, folks? It annoys me to no end. Edit, she's not outright, obviously, but it's clear that she's has reactionary opinions. Did Nyathers become based, as they say, when she left VShoujo? I don't know. Like, did Nyathers have a based, as they call it, season of her streaming? Because I don't remember any controversies about Nyathers saying slurs after she left for Mythic, unless this person means somebody else. I don't know. Maybe he mistook Nyathers for someone else. Started saying slurs. I wonder if this is a lie. As so many other statements in this thread. Oh fuck, she turned into one of those toast types? Ew. She must have changed a bit since that time when she did voice stuff for H-Bomber guy. Nyathers chases what gets her revenue, which is why she threw her original 4chan based community under the bus as she got big. And why she's courting the internet right again as the optics her leaving liberal-leaning VShoujo with Silvervale. After her scandal, and Weiwei put those kinds of people back into her possible audience. That's a lot of layers, and most of them seem to be lies. Oh, here we have a guest appearance of VTuber Rosa Kodl that likes to call out these types of retards, and I don't know how she found herself in this thread, but there she is. Do you all label any politics you disagree with at all outright? Do you know what Gamergate and Kiwi Farms have done and why they're evidenced to be part of alt-right circles? I don't know anything about Kiwi Farms and have no interest, but please enlighten me on what Gamergate has done. Gamergate was coordinated harassment campaign against Zoe Queen, which then branched out to harassing Anita Sarkeesian, Brianna Wu, and others. All of these people have harassed themselves, by the way, as well. Especially fucking Brianna Wu. If you don't know Gamergate history, Brianna Wu had this video game that released on Steam. It was a very shitty video game. And in the Steam discussion forums of that, she decided to make a thread sock puppeting herself, like calling herself names and calling for her own harassment while forgetting to relog to a different account. So Brianna Wood did that on Brianna Wu's main fucking developer account, essentially harassing herself. So yeah, all of these people are pieces of shit, and Zoe Queen actually has a genuine death under her fucking belt. So yeah, fuck all of these free wenches. It was highly influenced by right-wing rhetoric, basically sending rape/death threats and doxing these women in the gaming industry because they were upset about the fact that women and non-white folks were in games. That all of this is bullshit, by the way. These are the same people who complained that Wolfenstein gets too political for being about killing Nazis. No one complained about that. People complained about the other Wolfenstein games because, killing Nazis has been presented in those games as something revolutionary and something that has never been done before. Oh, we're so cool and progressive. Fuck Nazis, right? Am I right? As if there hasn't been like hundreds of different games about shooting Nazis that handled it much better than Wolfenstein did. And Kiwi Farms was another site used to coordinate harassment campaign against folks, specifically trans folks, which resulted in 3 suicides because of their actions. Again, lies. And lastly, Keisha isn't alt-right though. She's from the OG anime and gaming community and used to stream MMOs. She's about as core gamer / weeb as one can get, and her takes reflect that. Maybe more in her Eastern MMO niche, to be honest. A niche of a niche that doesn't appeal to many Westerners. She's just representing the voices of that demographic. There's actually quite a long history going back 30 years as to how all of these viewpoints got formed in said demographic. It has nothing to do with modern alt-right. Think back on the old whitewashing of live-action anime like DBZ, anti-DEI sentiment has its roots in that. Hollywood destroying the source material and reimagining for Western audience. The stance if that demographic has never changed. They cater to nothing but the source material. Consider that material to be sacred. If you look at current events from the perspective, you can begin to understand Kirche. If she's shilling alt-right, she's also vehemently, as she does, she's at least pandering to alt-right audiences. I mean, going on a rant about how video game studios are all corrupt because they dare have POCs or queer people in their games is not a good look. I don't think that's what Kirche thinks. I think that's misconstruing her fucking arguments. What I've seen with Kirche talking about that is mostly inserting tokenism, inserting bad writing, featuring characters that happen to be POCs, all to diversify a game forcefully instead of implementing that stuff organically and making actual people into people instead of tokens. But what do I know? I just watch Kirche. Plus, like I said, going on record to defend a website that has driven 3 people to suicide. She's a fucking scumbag in any case. I don't know if Kirche outright defended Kiwi Farms, but I doubt she did. But yeah, that's the whole thread in a nutshell. I hope your brains didn't ooze out your fucking noses, because mine was very close to that. But I have a little bit more here. I have just a little bit more. So hold up. So you see there's these sentiments out there about Kirche. There's this one particular individual that's running around and making like screenshots like this that apparently show that Kirche is a bigot. See, here's Kirche's name underlined. Here's that Kirche actually plays games and Kirche is a bigot, and that she hates black people or some shit. And the person responsible for all of this is this Cure guy that's That's could be a former VTuber called Spooky. I did a whole thread about Spooky on Twitter, so I'm not going to be explaining who Spooky is, but Spooky is essentially a disgruntled retard that goes after Kirsche and tries to smear her, saying that she's alt-right and shit like that, with statements like, Pink Rabbit and white folks are friends. Pink Rabbit has a corporate contract, so she can't let it all hang out. But there's really no room to argue that White Fox isn't specifically serving alt-right content. She retweets and quotes the Daily Warrior, Team Pool, The Quartering, etc. Keisha is probably happy for the attention, but it's good that people are seeing her for who she is. This is ultimately going to harm her growth because the anime and VTuber community are made up of very diverse people. You're not gonna get very far saying they should all disappear. It's the same reason that America's political mainstream doesn't have any out and proud Nazis getting anywhere. Yeah, that's very comparable. Nazis and Kirsch's opinions. Gone are the days where you can appeal to racism and ethnic cleansing directly as they do. That's why they have to be subtle and masked as concern for social issues. Yeah, because when you don't want shitty video games, it means you want ethnic cleansing. That's a whole fucking reach. And here's him replying to Rock's solid shitposting gimmick account. For shitpost account, you sure seem shit your pants pretty easily over that comment. Your entire online existence consists of pissing your pants about Kirsche. Also, unfortunately, there's plenty of reasons to be lemonading my pants about Kirsche, and that's the screenshot I showed you. With Kirsche apparently being a bigoted racist. And here's, Spooky, as he decided to fuck off. I won't go into Spooky's history because I think at one point or another might be worth having a stream about this guy, but I don't know. Because there's a particular VTuber that he harassed because he wanted to date her. And that VTuber, she doesn't want her name out there and connected to this guy anymore. So back when this was like a bigger case, back when that VTuber was still around on her former persona, I didn't cover that because she requested for me not to cover that. And I took these wishes to heart, and I just didn't cover it because she didn't want to be connected to this retard right here. So I'm probably not gonna be mentioning her by name in any capacity if I do happen to talk about this. But in case, I mean, I can drop hints about who it is. I can say that she's doing very well for herself, and she's one of the best hags that there exist out there, as VTubers are concerned. She's living her best life at the moment. That's all I'm gonna say to you. You've probably seen her around. Hold up. I'll leave you one clue. There's your one clue, and you have to infer it from that. There you go. But yeah, Spooky is someone I covered on my Twitter too. So if you want to read about Spooky, I can probably link you the Twitter, my Twitter, so you can read that. Hold up. Just real quick notice. Did I get logged out of Twitter again? Yeah, I did. Hold up. I'll link you guys to the thread, and you guys can go read it. Because that's pretty much all in a nutshell. Because there's a much bigger story to Spooky than what I'm saying right here. But I have it now. And you can read it here. So yeah, this is about Spooky, and Spooky wanted to get involved with that VTuber in that sort of way. So yeah, and he's a prolific gaslighter and liar as well. He funnily enough, he even decided to go after me in some fashion because I called out one of his friends beforehand. And he went to my DMs and tried to gaslight me, like to focus on other people that are actually harmful. Never mind that his friend was as harmful as these other people that I cover. But yeah, Spooky was one of the people that actually was a Kirsche anti, because Kirsche learned what he tried to do with that VTuber that his name is secret. And she decided to tell him to fuck off when Spooky wanted to collab with her. And here's what he had to say. Hey, Kirsche Verstel, it's fine that you accuse me of being a shitster or whatever nonsense in some Discord I am not in. I have never spent time talking about you behind your back. I mean, except for the few times I've been shown clips and screenshots of you throwing a slender my way. And here we are again. How about this? I have no interest in being prop in your phony, based and edgy grift. Whatever problems you have with people are not my doing. Your conspiracy theories are pathetic. I have no desire to collab with you. I have no idea where you got that from. I don't know anything about you, but from a cursory ask around, you seem to me like a third-rate orbiter who couldn't get into a company, and now you're desperate to stir controversy to be noticed. That's a funny statement, because that's all the things that Spooky actually is. He orbited a lot of VTubers, not only to get with them, but also to get some favors, get some collabs, get some attention on him. And he also tried to stir up drama for the same reasons. So all of the things he says here are pure fucking projection. I'm sick of getting messages that you're talking about me and making shit up every other month to bait sympathy. Get my name out of your grifter mouth and stop being delusional. Your desperation creeps me out. And then he victimizes himself. I've been on hiatus for months, and these freaks are still acting like I'm lurking behind every corner. Damn, absolutely rent-free with these weirdos. Yeah, rent-free, Spooky. That's why you're apparently now on an alt account, still shitting on Kirsche. If that's actually Spooky, because it is a possibility that he actually fucked off, but who knows? People like him do not fuck off very often, because they have no shame and they think they are blameless in their shitty actions. That's why they stick around, and if the heat got too high for them, they usually take on another fucking persona in order to escape whatever shit they got into. But yeah, that's Spooky for you. But I have a little, just a little extra bonus here, because that's not everything. This was Spooky. See, part of the problem why I know this is gonna sound very stupid, but Pippa has a Know Your Meme page, and Know Your Meme used to pride itself in being accurate in its sources about certain people, and the problem of Know Your Memes page about Pipkin Pippa is that it cites some bullshit that people have said about Pippa, and probably this is one of the issues why Pippa has been called all these things that he has been called, because they cite this ridiculous thread that takes Pippa's clips out of context in order to paint her as a this weird alt-right Nazi grifter. And that thread is all around bullshit, because again, takes what Pippa said during streams out of context and just recontextualizes it so that she looks as bad as she does. But yeah, that's part of the problem with Know Your Fucking Meme. And the other part of the problem is that it cites a Reddit thread, a big Reddit thread where first these accusations were presented and then they were regurgitated on Twitter. And here's some other people from that Know Your Meme page. And funnily enough, as this whole discussion about alt-right VTubers was exploding a few days ago, someone went on Pippa's Know Your Meme page, this non-functional person, and said shit like this. The really weird and parasocial element of Pippa is how her 4chan pandering persona clashes with how she actually feels about things. Like how she makes her entire personality LOL, I hate the government, but then I'll bootleg cops at any opportunity. Almost feels like watching the Temple OS guy, except he was actually crazy, and Pippa obviously just pretending for clout. So, I only got into VTubers while I was researching this whole DocuBird thing, and Pippa, Vidal, Nurosama, and Henya are now people I watch regularly because of how entertaining they are, and I'm surprised she didn't have a page of her own until now. If you don't have one already, we should probably make one for Face Connect as a whole, because everyone I've seen from the group have been really good, but Pippa and Tenma are the definite standouts of that group. From everything I've watched of her and from what I've been able to glean from the general chatter, is that she's an OG 4chaner whose lingo confuses and infuriates the Zoomers who are used to the schizophrenic and arbitrary nature of Reddit. Almost all of the hate and criticism I've seen come her terminally unlike people who didn't grow up with the internet like me. Her and everyone else born in the 90s did. They're all just people who have never known fun and free internet, and they deserve anything at all. If they deserve anything at all, it's pity. This person is completely right. People used to know how to have fucking fun on the internet without all of this bullshit. You're completely and utterly crippled with nostalgia, a filter for an era that only exists in your head. No, it exists in a lot of other people's heads too, because it was real. Fun and free internet is just cutesy way to say an internet where I can be an asshole to anyone without being held responsible. Nah, you were held responsible because people called you an asshole back. Because, you know, banter used to exist between people. You called someone a slur, you got called a slur back, and then you laughed it off, usually, and went back to fucking playing games. Playing your fucking video games. So yeah. That's how it used to be on the old internet. People didn't take themselves that fucking seriously. But now, oh boo, you heard a slur said in a fucking COD lobby, like, call the fucking police. Yes, people are gonna be hateful and they're gonna say slurs in fucking video games. Call the fucking bully hunters. As someone who actually grew up in that era, good riddance, LMAO. Furthermore, Pippa isn't an OG 4chaner, and her lingo doesn't confuse and infuriate the Zoomers. Half her fucking audience are Zoomers, lol. She's just another e-celeb who found a niche she can pander to thanks to the droves of nostalgia-blind neo-boomers who long for an internet where they can call SWAT teams on streamers they don't like without being told that's wrong. Funny thing about that is that swatting in the times when I was in the internet, early 2000s, swatting didn't used to be a thing, actually, you know. Only with the emergence of actual streaming did swatting actually become a thing. But before that, you know, with video game lobbies and shit like that, with video game chats, it just was edgy banter, and that's about it. Seriously, if your idea of fun and free internet is someone who endorses a doxing website, then your idea of the internet should stay dead forever, yeah. Because Pippa does that. Pippa is said to endorse Kiwi Farms because she mentioned Josh Moon once. That's Pippa's fucking connection to Kiwi Farms. Mentioning, like, Josh Moon once. What a terrible crime that is. This is a question I included here for whatever reason. So hold up. I think I have one more thing for you guys here. I want it to be Fordo. Even though I said the stream won't be too long, and it isn't because it's just over 2 hours, and we're just about done anyway. Hold up. So what else? What else? Ah, yeah. I'm gonna show you the first Reddit thread where the huge amount of Pippa's accusations actually come from. This was posted over 2 fucking years ago on the r/forwards from Clandma subreddit, which just kinda what does it actually do? Like, what's the best way to describe it? It kind of highlights stories your bigoted family members or weird people would say in very weird circumstances. And this is pretty much the thread where all of this began. And this thread was regurgitated later on the Twitter account that I showed you, being highlighted on the Know Your Memes webpage. I'm not gonna read all of this because this is essentially just taking Pippa out of context and trying to make her look like a neo-Nazi racist and shit like that. And it ends with "Drop Pipkin Pippa." And of course, you know, this thread had all kinds of idiots joining in. Idiots like, "I always thought there was something off about her. This is disheartening. I like Tenma a lot too." Also, to all the people disingenuously replying "based" and "I like her more now." Here in OP's Twitter thread, I assume you're all just fans of hers to begin with. A lot of this low-key hate content, plain and simple, fitting this sub. I had heard of her anti-government positions and agreed with many of them, but she's clearly a right libertarian, which always devolves into right authoritarian, excuse police violence, genocide, hardly a libertarian stance anymore. That's again quite a stretch from excusing police violence to genocide. Shakes my fucking head. Good post. Edit. Since they logged the comments, I'll take the opportunity to call you, Emu Professional 7627 and others for hating on regular VTuber fans. Pippa is an extreme exception. Most VTubers are politically milquetoast, edgy at worst. Liberal at best. She has decided to go full transphobe with regards to the current drama surrounding Hogwarts Legacy. And in case you don't remember what happened with Pippa during Hogwarts Legacy, Pippa decided to have one Hogwarts Legacy stream where she had this one Twitter post where she said something to the extent of that she doesn't really like Harry Potter, but she hates people on Twitter more because they were shitting themselves over a video game. And of course, the people that are always terminally online decided to construe that Pippa hates trans people because of that, and they had their own fucking meltdown over it. So yeah, they were angry at Pippa over that too. And that's what essentially happened with Hogwarts Legacy and Pippa. Other VTubers don't behave like this, by the way. There's a non-insignificant amount of trans VTubers out there who face many difficulties. Your indiscriminate hate... sorry. I have to take a drink because this has gotten to the point where my voice is starting to crack without sustenance. Just give me a moment. Hating on average VTubers, streamers and the like does not help them at all. Just don't generalize and let people enjoy their hobbies, or else you're no better than the people you claim to be morally superior to. That's funny, calling, you know, someone like Pippa leaning into transphobia. That's funny. That's not a generalization. Libertarianism always devolves into fascism. Yeah, sure, buddy. Don't you people believe that slippery slope is a logical fallacy? God damn. What a jump. Why the fuck is the comment section flooded with so many dumbasses? The mods do not fucking check this post? A lot of little Nazi weebs running around Reddit today. And, you know, comments shitting on these people. Also deleted. Shut the fuck up, Nazi cunt. And now she's playing Hogwarts Legacy because she hates the franchise but hates the people on Twitter more. She hates it so much she paid $60 for it. Like, what? LOL. Which she made back almost instantly as the stream fucking started. I think she made like over $1,000 on that stream. I don't remember, right? But I think she she made some bank on that one stream. All the little drones in the comments going based. Never grew up past the age of 13 and it shows. Supporting a neo-Nazi a neo-Nazi isn't cool, guys. You generally look like stupid idiot to normal everyday people. Yeah, it's not the people on this subreddit, it's all the others. Refreshingly mask off for a Twitch Nazi. This is why all VTubers and their fans deserve every bit of mockery. I like some VTubers, but I'd report and stop watching if someone said the crap she's spewing here. She isn't even saying anything. Holy hell, this is horrific. I have watched some clips on their comments in relation to Silvervale and Hogwarts on YouTube. The thumbnails aren't better, unfortunately, as some of them have her with violent comments she had made. Like, you know, shooting up a Walmart in Minecraft. Very violent. Imagine caring this much about a cartoon pig. What? I think you're mistaking Pipkin Pippa the rabbit VTuber with Peppa the pig. You know, that's a common mistake to make. Brainlet takes. No one believed it when you posted it on your Twitter account either. Least coping Nazi. And then the thread devolved into several deleted comments because people, Pippa's fans, found the thread and decided to share it up too. Pippa is good civilization. And then it just ended on that with several deleted comments from 1 year and 2 years ago. But yeah, that's VTubers in the alt-right pipeline for you. A lot of delusional discussion that went nothing. People just, you know, ass-patting themselves and one another because they have some delusional outlooks on how VTubing is supposed to look like. That the alt-right is actually infiltrating VTubing, and it has always happened, not the other way around. That not these leftoids infiltrating all hobbies and making them into something everybody fucking hates. Not to mention they themselves hating it in the first place, because they don't get into these fucking niche hobbies or anything, usually out of, you know, love for some franchises or some media pieces. They get there because they have a disdain of the things that other people enjoy, or they're enjoying it in the wrong fucking way, and they have to make sure that you enjoying it in their way, in the right, acceptable way. And it happens to everything. Happened to comic books, happened to movies, happened to VTubers. It is happening to anime as we speak. Happening to video games. Every single one. Well, yeah, that's what it is. Let me read some of the chats before I actually end the stream. What BGM am I playing? I'm playing something called Salieto Miami Nights. That's the track's name. I'm gonna paste it in the chat in case you want to check it out. That's what it's called. It's one of these very cool copyright unclaimable tracks that you can play on YouTube freely. I did a lot of checking on a lot of these tracks that I use, so yeah, that's something you guys can use for whatever reasons. It's just generally very, very good stuff. But yeah, people are ridiculous on Reddit. Like, who fucking knew? Who fucking knew that Reddit is full of weird, crazy people? And they have outlandish opinions about VTubers. And, you know, and that's just the fucking tip of the iceberg. Because there's more of that stuff, which I kind of left out. I just wanted to accentuate the most ridiculous points that these people make. Because they don't make any, you know, sensible, logical points. It's usually based around their worldviews and how things fit very carefully into place in their own minds. That's just how it fucking is. That's how it is, and that's how it's gonna be. But you know, Pippa's fan base, Pippa's streaming career, Face Connect's VTubers are all safe because Face Connect's audience is pretty tightly knit. Sure, there are some schizos that sometimes show up out of that community, because every fucking community has to have that one or two weirdos that just don't fit into anything. Face Connect had Henry. Face Connect had Chase, but Chase, more than a fan, he just was a weird shit poster, thought he was smarter than he actually was. But yeah, Henry was one of these people that just kind of stood out. But yeah, every single fandom is gonna have people like that, so there's no avoiding it. Once your audience grows big enough, you're just gonna get people like that eventually, and you just have to filter them out somehow, in case they don't filter themselves out. That's how it is. R.I.P. Henry. Yes, Henry might actually be fucking dead, like for real. Henry's last Twitter post, in case I don't remember it right, I think it was in October of last year. And since then, I think Henry has left this plane of existence. Who knows? Like, Henry is one of these people that could never shut up, and it's very weird that he's been so radio silent throughout all of these months. So Henry may actually be dead, which actually may be for the best, because Henry has been making threats not only to Pippa and her fans, but also to his very own parents. Henry did outright fucking say that he would kill his parents and himself. So hopefully he didn't kill his parents and only himself, because I don't know how much his parents are to blame for his insanity, but I don't think anyone deserves death for having Henry as their child. That's what I think. So it's unfortunate that they did have Henry as a child, but you don't pick that. Was their upbringing so bad that Henry became that, or was Henry just fucking born evil and unhinged? Who knows? I don't know. But yeah, Henry is currently fucking gone, probably for good. So who knows? Who knows where he is? It was pretty funny either way. That that he had this long history that I also covered on the stream. A pretty long stream. Was pretty fun. You see very few schizos like that around. I've seen similar ones, also very parasocial in their behavior, but no. It's hard to rival Henry. It is very hard. DSP outlived another one. Yes, DSP has actually outlived Henry, but the way DSP's career is going on currently, with how little money he's getting out of streaming, who knows how long he's gonna stay around. But, people say that DSP will outlive the heat death of the universe, so good tidings to him and his streaming career. Kuri thoughts on not Pomu's return. I'm glad she returned, but it's also funny that her model, like Mint's, I mean, we can just call Pomu Mint at this point, who cares? Pomu is unfortunately dead, so long live Mint. Mint's model suffers from the same thing as Doki Bird's model, as they are very old models. They have all kinds of weird scuffed features about them, especially in their rigging, so it all kinds of fits together in a funny way. But thanks to that, Mint's model makes very funny fucking facial expressions. Like, let me show you one. I actually posted this to someone like a few hours ago. It's some funny shit. Like this. Why did became like this, but yeah, like this. She makes really funny faces like that with her model. It's kind of fitting. You could even kind of say that could even make more facial expressions than Pomu's model did. But yeah, it kind of adds to the charm. But you know, considering how beloved she is and how beloved Doki Bird is, I think they're just gonna be getting new models left and right at this point. Probably not as frequently as Iron Mouse does, but she's gonna evolve beyond that model. Even though I'd hope she'd keep it for a while, because it does have soul, as they say. That mint old model has a lot of soul, so they're gonna do very fine. Doki Bird is already doing fine, getting new sponsors, keeping a pretty high concurrent viewing numbers, and Pomu is gonna be the same. Pomu's gonna be in the same boat. Not to mention, you know, having collabs with V-Shoujo, appearing off-Kai while fucking Niji-Sanji isn't, while Niji-Sanji was uninvited, but instead they invited the former Niji-Sanji talents to off-Kai. So props to them for doing that. Really shows where Niji-Sanji stands on the fucking pecking ladder here. Good for them. Kuri, thoughts on Peko Mama? She has a better model than Pecora does. She looks awesome. Pecora's mom is high quality VTubing material. I mean, she's in I don't know how old her mother is, but I'd say, based on what I know about Pecora's age, I'd say like Peko Mama is like in her 50s to maybe early 60s, maybe something like that. So she's an older Japanese woman. So do not expect her to entertain on the level like Leah's mom does, because I think Leah's mom is quite a bit younger, and she's more in touch, you know, with the current zeitgeist of what Zoomies would like. But you know, this is also Japanese streaming thing. But yeah, she was pretty entertaining when she appeared. Peko Mama is high quality. And so is Leah's mom, Rin Mama. She should be her own fucking VTuber. I'd watch her. Like, Leah's mom is awesome. But, chat, if you ever are in Leah's stream next time where her mother appears, do tell her mom to stop Leah from swearing that much. I think Rin Mama has raised Leah a little bit better than that to swear so fucking much in front of her own parents. So yeah, Leah should fucking control herself just a little bit more. But yeah, every time fucking Rin Mama appears with Leah on stream, she steals the show. They have amazing daughter to mother chemistry. Very rarely found between parent and child. Oh, you want Papakin to also be a streamer? I don't know about that. I don't know how Pippa would feel about that. I think that rare occasion where Papakin actually appears, it's where Pippa doesn't have any inhibitions, and you know how many inhibitions Pippa actually has about her parents and all kinds of shit out there. So who knows if Papakin would actually make a good VTuber? Who knows? But yeah, that's how it is currently. Next stream, I don't know where the next stream is gonna be. I have a pretty busy week in front of my face as I look at my work schedule here. I wanted to stream more this week, but again, life gets in the way. They say that life finds a way, but life finds a way to make me busy, unfortunately. So if I do have the time to stream again this week, I don't know when it's gonna be. Probably not a Saturday, maybe a Sunday. Who knows if I have the time for it. But if I do stream, again, I have to make it something entertaining, something funny again, because I do too many depressing streams where we talk about weird predators, where we talk about sex pests, and that gets easily on my nerves, and I lose my temper, and I don't like to talk about that if I don't have to. We may talk about new Niji sister stuff happening, because there's always Niji sister stuff happening. And I'll give you like a cross section of how bad Niji's fan base actually is, because it's really fucking bad. It gets terrible out there within the Niji sister fandom, especially on their fucking website where they congregate to shit on other people and their own favorite VTubers too. Gaming stream, no. I'm not doing gaming streams because I would be silent all the time. I do like to play video games. Don't get me wrong. I have video game recommendations. I can talk about video games, but playing video games has me immersed. I like to be immersed in video games, and when I'm immersed in something, I like to be silent and I like to experience it in its full capacity. I do not focus on the game when I talk. I'd rather just, you know, play games on my own time. If I do have like a gaming stream, it's only gonna be talking about video games, and I do have a lot of video game opinions. So yeah. What's your name is my favorite JRPG, by the way. And I'm not joking. Xenogears is actually my favorite JRPG. All of the Xeno series is actually pretty fucking fantastic. And the way Future Redeemed actually ended, like, encapsulated my love for the Xeno series. It's such a loving send-off to a franchise that has been going on for 20 plus years at this point. I was amazed that they wrapped it up in such a fucking way. It was a fantastic thing. Like, all of these years being a Xeno fan, from Xenogears and onwards, through Xenosaga, then to Xenoblade. All of these other smaller spin-offs that probably only I and a few other people have played. All of it was worth it just for Future Redeemed. That was fucking fantastic. They even brought back Joanne Hogg to sing the ending theme, and how fantastic is that? The original ending theme singer for fucking Xenogears brought back for Future Redeemed ending. It all wrapped itself up in a nice fucking bow. Fantastic game series. I recommend it to anybody, even though Xenogears is very rough around the edges, but you can overlook that because the story, characterization, and a lot of the gameplay still holds up good, in my opinion. And there's no other JRPG or even RPG out there, so yeah. Let's hope the Xeno series continues as strong as it has been up to this point. But yeah, enough gushing about that, because I can have a whole stream about the Xeno series if I wanted to. I frequently talk to my best friend about the Xeno series. Like, we are both huge fans of the series. I got him into the series after many fucking years of begging him to play it, and he finally did, and he became an instant fan of all of the series, pretty much. And we frequently still talk about Xenogears and all other Xeno properties stuff. Great game, would recommend. Lately, I have been playing. What have I been playing? I've been playing the new Hollow Crossbreak, or Hollow Break, just the way it's written. I don't know. It's okay. Hollow Break is okay as a game. I think the fighting system is a little bit stiff around the edges. Like, the movement is a little bit stiff compared to Hollow Cure, how everything is very smooth and very responsive. Hollow Break is just a little bit stiffer on that on that front. There's, at the moment, with the game being the state that it is, it's there's not a lot of variety in the builds you can do with the items you can give to the characters, so it's all just a little bit rigid. So at the moment, I prefer Hollow Cure to Hollow Break, but Hollow Break just might be end up being better over time. Depends how the developers handle it. So as a beat 'em up, it's okay. Like it's nothing like spectacular or anything. It's just okay. If you're a Hololive fan, you're really gonna enjoy this one. So it is fun as a Hololive fan game. Like easily one of the best Hololive fan games out there. And there's many more known ones and lesser known ones, but this one is, I would say, is one of the top ones, despite me having a rather lukewarm opinion about it currently. It's still a lot of fun. I haven't played it with other people, only with these NPC characters that join you when you free them, and they die very fast on later levels, and especially with the bosses. But the game isn't too difficult anyway, so who knows how the developer gonna take it. But yeah, to not keep you here longer than I have to. Thanks for coming to the stream. Thanks for entering the alt-right VTuber pipeline, if that actually exists in your mind, because I doubt it exists in most people's minds. I'll see you when I see you. You guys have a good day, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you find yourself in the world. Stay hydrated so your voice doesn't crack. And stay off Twitter unless you are on Twitter for porn, because that's the only thing Twitter is good for. I'll play you off with a nice song, and you guys take care of yourself. Bye-bye.